This young tree here is called a serviceberry, and despite its size, it will bring a ton to the landscape. They're relatively small trees. This particular cultivar serviceberry, called Autumn Brilliance, will only get to be about 20 foot tall, but it'll bring early spring flowers, edible summer fruit, rich fall colors, and even a little bit of winter interest. Now, this is a tree of many names, and each name tells a story of humankind's relationship with it. Serviceberry refers to the timing of funeral services back when graves were dug by hand. And the blooming of this tree would coincide with the thawing of the frozen ground, therefore indicating that digging could commence. And so all the funerals that were on pause during the frozen winter months could now be able to take place with the coming of the serviceberry blossoms. Another name for this tree is shadbush. And shad is a type of fish that migrates upstream in great numbers when this tree is in bloom. And shad was such an important food source for Native Americans and colonists that these blossoms were highly anticipated. And one more name I'll give you is Juneberry, and that gets its name because of its highly coveted berry-like palm fruit that ripens in the month of June. Now, there are other names as well, but if you want to keep it simple, you can refer to it simply by its botanical name, Amelanchier. Now, let's get back to the fruit. The fruit is somewhat of a delicacy for both wildlife and humans, so much so that if you're not quick enough, you will definitely lose this tasty treat to wildlife. But if you're fast enough to beat the birds and the squirrel and the deer, the fruit makes really good jams and pies. Now, there are many different species and hybrids of serviceberry, most of which are native to North America, but there are species that are native to Europe and Asia as well. These are hardy from zones 4 through 9. They can tolerate partial shade or full sun, and in the wild you'll find them in all sorts of different types of terrains. You'll find them along waterways, on rocky slopes, you'll find them growing on woods edges, so they can do well in various soil conditions, but just avoid planting them in clay or poorly drained soil, or else phytophthora could be a real concern. Now, being a member of the rose family, Rosaceae, serviceberries are also susceptible to many of the same pests that give roses trouble, such as powdery mildew, rust, aphids, mites. But all of these concerns are manageable, and they just simply do not outweigh the virtue of a serviceberry and all the benefits that they can bring to your landscape.